You know the routine by now. First it's last week's sales, running into what's going out today, and then this week's purchases will hopefully be next week's sales. Starting at the beginning of last week. Fallout 4, Xbox One, £8.95. This is the second Fallout 4 for the Xbox One that I had. There was a brand new one last week. This is the one that wasn't brand new, £8.95. Genuine JVC AA V40EK battery charger, £9.99, £14.19 delivered. Need for Speed for the Xbox, £14.95 delivered. Still holding its price. It's a really good game though, I've got to say. It's the Need for Speed Most Wanted. It's the 2005 original, not the 2012 remake. Nice. £14.95, a well appreciated game. Next, SkyQ Wireless Wi-Fi Booster was part of a £3 bundle the week before. EE120s. They're white, they've got some space holes in the top, look out for them. £23.99 plus postage, £28.19. Now you know I bought that Bowers and Wilkins Zeppelin thing, the big black sort of rugby ball thing with an iPod dock on. Well, it didn't work. I'm selling the speaker covers. I'll probably also, when I disassemble them, sell the speakers. But the remote, I said to you, it'll go for £25. Actually went for £22.99 plus postage, £27.19. The whole thing cost me £8. I didn't even have to disassemble it to put this on. By the way, welcome my value viewers. And if you're not yet, you are now, as far as I'm concerned. One visit qualifies you to be valued by me as a viewer. And if you don't know who I am, because it is your first visit, I'm Pete. I sell junk that I find at car boot sales. It's not junk, it's good, valuable, resaleable quality items that people want. Yes, in-demand stuff I buy at car boot sales, auctions, charity shops, Facebook Marketplace, but that's not very common these days. And that site there occasionally. And I resell them on eBay and that site there occasionally. And make a living doing it. So, I'm telling you what I bought, what I sold, and everything in between. Next, Canon Nixus, there you go, £109.95. Now that was a fiver, so yeah. Knowing what you're looking for is half the battle. When you see it, pounce on it. Verbatim USB external hard drive. It was a 1 terabyte. £24.95. I plugged it in, made sure it was working fine, deleted everything off it because it was full of NAS type stuff, network storage stuff from somebody's network. Cleaned it out and sold it. £24.95 plus postage, £29.15. Vipernel darkroom timer. There's a picture. £43.95, £48.15 delivered. So that's £48 for that. £44.95 for the filters, £12 for the light, the red light, and what was the other thing? It'll pop up. I'll pop it up. Don't know whether I've sold that yet. The other thing. Whatever the other thing is. Netgear Wi-Fi range extender. AC750 or EX3700. It's got 2 model numbers. Don't know why. It was £11.99 delivered. They're selling brand new for £15.99. Somebody wanted a second-hand one in excess of £10, but actually it was about £8 plus per delivery really. Next was a Franklin Computer Spelling Ace, which is the American version of the USA version rather of the Franklin Spellmaster. Here it's a Collins dictionary. There it's the Merriam-Webster dictionary built in. It's got spelling and it's got crossword solving capabilities. It's been on since April 23. Anyway, I got £6 for it. It cost me £1.50, something like that. Plus postage, £10.20. This is always a good game. Bayonetta for the Xbox 360. Very popular. Every time I get it, I sell it straight away as soon as it's listed. It was listed on, well, say as soon as it's listed. It was listed on the 4th of June and it sold on the 27th. So that's, oh, it's over 3 weeks. Maybe I've overpriced it. I did overprice it. I know. Everyone else is selling it for £7.99. I got £9.42 delivered. It was in good nick. Next, another power supply from JVC. Camcorder battery charger and power supply. £9.99 plus postage. I won't go into the numbers, as you know. It means nothing to me, you, or even the customer. But the fact that it works with their battery is all they care. This was nice. I told you about these headphones, showed you them, said I will get some new ear cuffs for it, and that's what I did. Installed them. Bose Around Ear AE2 headphones. Came in a little bag with a Bose label on. I included the old ear filters, the black ones, but I put some nice left and right blue ones. They say L and R in them, and they came with the ear cuffs. £4.50 delivered from China in a week. Anyway, they went for £36.95 plus postage, £41.15. Not bad from a £3 pickup. £4 spent, so £7 out of the money. Next, SkyQ TV box. It looked very similar to that one down there. Can you see that one there? This was in last week's pickup and I haven't listed it yet. I normally have one at a time on if I'm having this sort of thing on. There you are. This is a 2 terabyte box. This is a 240. That was a 140. doesn't mean it's not 2 terabyte, it just means it's an upgraded model which doesn't have the extra power supply needed. This needs an extra power supply in 2 voltages, which is expensive, and I've got that as well, but the other one didn't need it, and it's sold box only for 30 quid. And you could say to me, I thought you were stripping the hard drives out of them. Do you know how many hard drives I've got now? Yeah, I've got at least 20 stacked up in 500s and 1 terabytes and a couple of 2 terabytes. I do not need any more storage. So that one probably sell on its own as well in the same way, and nice and cheap, because I'll be selling the separate power supply. I mean, there's enough there. I could build a bundle, but the bundles don't go for as much as the separates. What am I going to do? Ink. You know I like a good ink. This was a ink from last week's pickups. Easy to sell. It's gone for £23.95. I was hoping for £25, but of course that was £25 delivered. This was £28.15 delivered. Yeah! It came from that bag that I got for £8. This was the biggest one, the one that I bought it for really. The rest of them are incidental. And then we're on to stuff that's going out today. BBC 4-hour tapes. VHS, 3 of them there. E240s. There you go. VHS tapes. High quality blank video cassettes. That's what it says. So who am I to argue? Anyway, this is going to the States. So if it was one of the watches in the States, and I do have about 30% of watches from the States, it's probably really good quality actually. I'm just being facetious. But it was £12.95 delivered to the GSP, and well, who knows, maybe another £25 to send it to the States. And the last thing of the week is this Panasonic PSU. VSK 0651, who cares, really. This is a battery charger for a Panasonic battery. I don't know. Is it Lumix or is it a camcorder? It doesn't say in the listing, and I don't care. It's not for one of the cameras I've got. £11.95 plus postage £16.15. Yeah, I did test it. You know, I plugged it in, checked the voltages. You don't get the full voltage across the 2 pins, the X and the plus and the minus, because of the battery management scheme. You get half the voltage to the first piece from the battery management, and then if the correct battery is fitted into it, the battery management feeds the rest of the voltage over to the other side as well. But you have to have drain on the first half in order to get power to the second half. That's why it's called battery management. It won't just give loads and loads of voltage when it doesn't need it. That's why you pay full price for proper chargers, because it's got proper battery management for the type of battery that Panasonic's got. Right, so that was the end. Very short and sweet, because I didn't sell that many things last week. I didn't list enough. I know that's the issue, because I had 2 or 3 days where I didn't list anything, and I had a single day where I only sold 1 item. At least it wasn't a 0 day, eh? I mean, it is the middle of summer, but I still got a good value. £503.96. Quite pleased, considering that, you know, it was the end of the month though. Maybe it could have been a bit better if I'd listed Sky Bits and maybe some more DVD players. I'm pretty short of those on my shop stock, and I'm sure if I'd listed another £300 or £400 worth of stuff, then it might have been £600. But you know, 503 is not bad. I'll take a break, wrap it all, and you'll see what I picked up.
A little later.
I'm back to tell you about this Sunday. But first, can you hear the rain? I know, I've got to apologise. I watched a video the other day that I made, and there was a thunderstorm in the middle of it. All I can say is that if it turns real bad, make a new video. Right, car boots, North Cave and Hull yesterday. Now, it rained overnight on the Saturday, but it stopped about 1. I know that because I was up gaming till 1:30. And when it stopped, I thought, oh, sounds strange a bit. Then I realised the front window was open. It had been raining all night. I decided it was time to go to bed and got 4 hours sleep before I had to get up. I was only driving a short while. Don't worry, I had plenty of coffee first. It was after 6 o'clock by the time I got there. After a couple of coffees, I was hoping there'd be a lot of people turned up by then, but the weather forecast had been bad. But by the time I got up, I knew it was well, by the time I went to bed, I knew it was going to clear up and it'd be dry all morning. And it was, but it hadn't got through the people with no apps on their phones, so there wasn't as many people turned up. After that preamble, I'm going to show you the first thing I picked up without any more preamble. This one from the charity stall that I often go to when I first get there. Teddy's Tales. It's Sign of the Times 1996. So, quite vintage. In a wooden frame. It has got some damage there and there. Scratches. This is just cardboard sign in a nice wooden frame. Quite a big frame. The frames don't really hold much value, but the sign itself, yeah, I'll see if I can get some money for it. It cost £1. It might take a few weeks to sell, but if it's slow, then I'll put it on auction. Right. 7 and 8. And that'll do me, because it's coming on. It says it's 5:05 on my watch. Okay, so that was the first thing, and it cost £1. Next thing I've got written down isn't this next thing I bought, but I'm putting it here because it'll get it out of the way. Dyson DC-15, and it was cheap enough that I knew it must be shit because it was held together with a bit of old belt. Yeah, so anyway, this bit comes off, but it doesn't clip on properly. So, guy sold me it for £5. It works, I turned it on. I mean, I didn't turn it on there, obviously, but I have turned it on since. It's something to do with the clip here, or the clip on there. If that's all that's wrong with it, then I'll sell every other part on it as parts. As you know, I've also got 2 other Dysons that I'm going to split for parts, because I just can't be asked trying to post that, or getting people to come around and collect it. I'll strip all the bits off and sell them. I mean, at £5, the first thing I sell will make me all my money back plus profit. It was one of those weekends where I didn't spend a lot, but hoped to make a lot. Downfall, that was £1, and it's all there, it's all complete except for the manual. But I recently bought a new laser printer, and I'll just print it out. I've had a laser printer for years, but the one that I had was faulty, it was failing, so I bought a new one, a new Brother one, I think it was £60. It came with some toner, black toner, it's just black and white, and occasionally I print out a PDF for somebody, I need it for a letter. The toner is dirt cheap on these now. It's a 5-year-old machine, you can pick up a toner and a drum for £11. What's not to like about that? My previous one, the drum was going on my previous one, and they're not really designed for a replacement drum. It was a Kyocera meter laser printer, much more big industrial type jobby, but 100,000 prints in them, and that's it. Well, it cost me £60 second hand about 6 or 7 years ago. So it had its time, it was down the skip, I bought a fresh one. There you go, pictures as usual. Next was, yes, as I say, I bought that from the charity stall, but I didn't want to wander around the car boot at first with it. So I said to him, if you don't mind, I'll leave it here and I'll come and collect it on the way back to my car with my first load of stuff, because he knows what I do. He says, yeah, fine, no worries. I got down the first line and I bought this Wilson. I mean, it's coming up to tennis season, isn't it? There were 2 tennis rackets, and she wanted, I think she wanted a £5 each. No, £3 each for the tennis rackets and £6 for this. So anyway, I opened one tennis racket and it was very badly worn. Same type, Wilson, in a case like this. This one's quite nice. It has some wear on it, especially up here, but as a kid's first tennis racket, or, you know, practice. And it's got a zip-up case. And this I got for £3, and this one, no, I tell a lie, that was £5, that was £3. £8. That isn't any discount, is it? Doesn't matter. I have no idea what I'll get for it. None at all. It's a really clean bag. It's got one of them bit for your tennis shoes in it. Zip up somewhere here. A pouch for putting your shoes in. Ah, there it is. You put your shoes in there, like that. And that pouch is for balls. I haven't looked it up yet, doesn't matter. Anyway, I got back to the charity store. I thought I'd take that back to the car, and there was this on the side. I said to him, "Oh, you got one as well, Wilson bag." He says, "Oh yeah, there's stuff in it. This one's quite dirty, needs a scrub." I know Wilson's not a good make anymore. I think it used to be, but nowadays it's Sports Direct, isn't it? Anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here. There used to be 6, and I just spent £8 on that one. And I said to him, "Oh, they're all like one tennis rackets." "Oh yeah." So I said, "How much is it? How much is it?" £1. As I said, there used to be 6. I opened one of them and it was all bent. I mean, literally, it was the same design as this, but there was a big kink in the outside, like an angle, a square angle like that here, and this was all flat. I thought somebody's been bashing the floor with it. Anyway, this one seems alright, except for the handle. All the handles are gone. So there's that one. This is a Slazenger, but it's not a tennis racket. It's a... oh no, that is a tennis racket. Yeah. So this is a Slazenger Classic, well worn. And again, the handles need some new tape. And then there's some squash rackets. So this one's really nice. Dunlop TI, again with the worn handle. I'm tempted to buy a roll of, like, a long roll and do it myself. They're easy enough to do. There's one, and there's 2, the same design with the worn handle. And yeah, there's a squash racket there. And that's nice. All of them dirty, some of them worn. And then there's this one, Dunlop and Slazenger. Slazenger case, Dunlop on the thing. There we go. And dirty as well. Luckily, this dirt here is that really horrible, sticky, flaky, rubberized stuff. The one that was bent is the one that handle was all the sticky, flaky, rubberized stuff. And these aren't all that bad. Okay. And then this is all filthy dirty inside, so it needs a scrub. But yeah, for £1 for 6 rackets, like I said, one of them straight in the bin. It's no use at all. But those 5 rackets, well, you could say it's £1 for the bag and the rackets were free, or you could say it's 20p a racket and the bag was free. Can't really grumble, can you? Anyway, that's something to have ready for the height of summer tennis season, which is like fast approaching. Next I got this. Now you've seen I've had some real success with the photographic stuff. The 4th item, which I probably put a picture up at the time, is that 35mm bulk film loader. Haven't had any interest, dropped the price, I still haven't had any interest. And quite honestly, who cares? I paid £4 and I've already had so much money back off that bundle. Anyway, there's this. This is a Patterson photographic film developing tank. So you get a rubber lid, you get a tank, and there's a sort of, you think, what the bloody hell is this for? Well, you can't lose it because it's really integral. There's an internal funnel for your chemicals, and there's a reel that you put the film on, and it's just a tub apart from that, except that it's got a sort of spline on the bottom for the film to sit in. So what you do, you put the funnel on like that. Let's get it in the right spot. You pour your chemicals in to develop the film, and then you've got this, which is in the hole that the funnel came in, and you twist it like that to make sure all the film gets coated in chemicals. And then of course you've got a lid so that it doesn't smell, because those chemicals are pretty nasty. There you go. And that was £1. Should sell for at least 10. Then I've got Swirly LED Glamour Light. Well, I'm not going to show you that. It's got a 12-volt adapter to power this thing. The base lights up with LEDs. There's a little magnetic starer, It lights up with LEDs, but the starer doesn't work, and the little white balls that are meant to stare into a swirly whirlpool, they don't work either. Basically, all you've got is some lights. Yeah, no. It only cost £1. I'm not going to bother selling that. And then I got Panasonic SL-SX332 CD player. Haven't tested it. What does it need? 2 batteries. They're flat. I'll go and see if I can find a couple.
A few moments later.
Right, we've got some Energizer nickel metal hydrides, which I bought from Car Boot. Let's have a look. Okay, let's turn it on. Play. Here we go. Well, it's lighting up. No disc. Let's put a disc in it. A Woman's Hour series of Joyce Grenfell. Yeah, well, I'm not putting headphones in it. I don't have to actually listen to it. I just wanted to see whether the CD will actually spin. Play. Oh, it's spinning. Ah. The numbers are moving. It's playing. That's good. Okay. I'm never going to listen to it. It just came in a bundle of something or other. Mark Hill curling iron. I sold one of these fairly recently for about £15. This one cost me £2, so I was willing to have a go. I haven't plugged it in yet, so we tested the CD player. Might as well test this. And turn it on. There you go. A little light comes on, starts flashing. It will stop flashing when this is heated up. It's on 120, so I don't want to do it for too long. Ah, it's heating up. Yeah, that's good. I'll turn it up a bit. Turn it up to 180, 190, 200. That's hot. Yeah, that's hot. Anyway, it smells like burnt hair product. Yeah, that's good. Working. I've got photographs. That's an instant list. Next, Xbox One game. Dying Light. There you go. That was £2. Yeah, I overpaid really. There we go. It'll only fetch £6. Take off the eBay fees and the postage, I'll probably make £1. The next one's the same, but I bought it because I wanted to play it, and I thought about buying one off you know where, that site. Hello Neighbour. Suspenseful horror gameplay that focuses on sneaking around your neighbour's house. Yeah, right on my alley, this sort of thing. Hello Neighbour, £3. I'll play it, see if I enjoy it, but it's not something that'll go in my collection, so I'll sell it afterwards. So this is like £7.50, £6.99, couple of quid profit. Right, yeah, and I did get some others, like I said, and I'm jumping now because that was the end of North Cave. And as I did video games for the end of North Cave, I'm going to start with some video games that I bought in Hull. 7 video games, £3.50, 50p each from a stall. So what did I get? I got Uncharted Drake's Fortune. I am short of this one on my multi-listing, and I have multiples of the others, so I may put Drake's 1 to 3 on the PS3 together, because 4 isn't on PS3, it's a PS4 game. Recently bought it. Tony Hawk's Project 8. All the discs are really nice, it's complete. The Sims, very little wear, busting out. And then there's an Xbox game and 3 Xbox 360s. Xbox NBA 2K6, and that's in really nice. We'll give that a test. And then I got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which is another one that completes a box set for the first 6 games on the Xbox 360. So I will then be able to sell this once it's polished, because there's a scratch on this. Not heavy, but it's there and I can see it right now. Anyway, that will make a 6-pack of games which I'll be able to sell for 14, 15 quid. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Yeah, that's fine. This is a 2-disc set, not bad for 50p, 2 discs. Both very nice and clean. And Medal of Honor Warfighter. And that's a 2-disc as well. There you go, an install and a play disc. There you go. 7 games, 50p each. £3.50 spent. I have no idea what I'm going to get back for those. There were others, but they looked a bit manky, so I just took the nice ones. So that was not the first thing I bought, but I thought I'll show those now, and then I'll put a chapter end, and then we'll move on with the rest of the stuff. Rest of the stuff from Hull. Casio FX83ES. That's the scientific notation. Look how manky that is. That's dirt. That blackness there is dirt. If I turn it on, you will see the difference. You can see that that's actually got some lettering on now, but the rest of it is dirt. And then you turn it off by pressing the shift and then the off button. It does the Casio bit. There you go. That was £1 as usual. I'll get 8 or 9 for that once it's clean. Off the same stall I got that. P-Touch, that was £1 as well. It's a P-Touch 9mm, 8m long tape of thermal. Fits half a dozen different brand models of P-Touch. There we go. £10.19, £12.99. What are they actually selling for? £11.99, £8.99, £8.99 delivered. So that's a fiver, isn't it? Just under £6 after fees, which is a £5 profit. Hull wasn't as busy as normal, despite the fact that it was nice weather. But some days there aren't any cameras, there aren't any DVD players. Maybe I got there late for that sort of thing, but I just didn't see any anywhere. It was, I mean, apart from maybe on the electrical stores who specialise in that, I want a lot more for them, not £3 and £4. There's a guy, I mean, I just walk past his stall every week, but he doesn't price anything, and he works out who you are, and he knows me, so his prices sort of go up, reseller tax as it were, but also I know what I'm doing with stuff, so won't sell me certain things. I will be back next Sunday every week, so yeah, not keen on the guy. Anyway, I got a retro mini arcade machine, which is lovely. Turns on, it's called Red 5 Retro Mini Arcade. It's got 240 games. It's got this little screen with the names of games, and I've had one very similar with a similar little screen, but that looks like a small PSP, and that's got like hundreds of games on. And if you get past the third screen, there's all sorts of games that are like Golden Axe and Mario World and all that sort of thing, Mario 64 and things like that. It's into it, and they're repeated over and over. It's like got 180 games, but there's only about 30 real games over and over. Well, this has got loads of games I've never heard of. Goblet Tower. Anyway, you press it and a game comes up, and it's a game you've never seen, and it's a really simplistic game with a really tiny graphics, and half the time they don't work properly. It's got like 240 original games on, but they're all shite. People are selling these for about £15. I think I would have to point out that all the games are crap. Anyway, that's the way it goes. I'm just too honest. Maybe I will sell it just as, oh yeah, buy all your retro games. They're absolutely the worst games you have ever seen in your entire life. Next was Cards Against Humanity, party game for horrible people, UK edition. So that should fetch £12. It cost me £1.50. Yeah. Next was a stall, and everything had like £1 or £1.50 or 50 pence on this table. And she said to me, "You can have 3 things for £1." I'm like, oh, okay, all right. I'll find 3 things then. Anyway, I got a remote control, one for all, English, URC 7115. I know that because that's what it says there. Put the batteries in it, it works fine. What more can you say? It's a remote control. Programmable. I got a lunchbox for my lunch. And what else did I get from them? Oh yeah, a scales. I ain't got it here. Yes, I have. Yeah, a scale. Electronic digital scale with its tray. Except the tray's got a square base, so it's not going to fit on that. It obviously doesn't fit with it. Anyway, just let me get coffee. So. Okay, what else have I got? I think there's a couple of other things. These lights. There you are. They're a white outdoor fountain for Christmas. Obviously you put them out the window and then they flow in every direction because it's like a spider's web. It sort of splits every couple of foot, and you end up with loads and loads of the ends. But quite honestly, it flashes far too fast at the top speed. That's not even the top speed. There you go. Absolutely guaranteed to induce an epileptic fit. If that's the only lighting you've got. I think there might be a... There you go, it goes back down to slow. Yeah. So, that was £1. Thought it was well worth £1. And next was the last thing of the day. On the way back to the car, I'd had enough. I'd been round about 3 or 4 times. And it's quite a big car park, car boot hall. As I say, there wasn't the stuff I was interested in, but I did see this on the side, and this, and it fits together. If you can read upside down, it says Bosch, and this is Bosch as well. There you go. So I said to her, "Oh, this charger," and she says, "Oh, that goes with the strimmer, and it's already got a battery on it." And I'm like, "Oh, where is it?" She's like, got a coffee in each hand. "Oh, I've just been away." The other lady, and so she asked the other lady, and the other lady says, "Have you sold the strimmer?" She says, "No." I was like, "Maybe it's fallen down the back." No, it's just somebody's walked off with the strimmer. Damn. Oh well. She says it was all the whole lot for £8, and I'm like, oh. Bosch strimmer, 2 batteries, charger, £8. Never mind. So I bought this off her as a consolation prize. Paid £2. Yeah, nice. So it should be 15 and maybe 12. It would have been 22, 25 together, but I think I'll sell them separately. As I say, it cost me £2, £1 each. But yeah, you've got to keep your eyes peeled at car boots, especially if you're on your own. I mean, there was 2 of them doing the car boot. She'd been off to get coffees. You turn your back on somebody to deal with somebody else, and away you go, gone. You know what I mean? It's a pity for her, but at least I bought something off her to make up for it. Not brilliant day all round, really. So I actually spent 40 odd pound, £42.50 I think. Lots of 5, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 pound items there, which is life. Ups and downs. I'm not going to always show you the ups, you know, there are downs. Wandering around car boots on a Sunday and spending 4 or 5 hours and coming away with £42.50 spent, maybe 150 quid's worth of gear. Not the best, but this is what happens sometimes. You just got to roll with it. It's a good job I've got loads of other good gear from last week and the week before that to list. So yeah, there's a couple of hours work there. That's it. I might even get them done tonight. What time is it? 6 o'clock. Yeah, I can get them done tonight. That's it. Do one of the things. Preferably the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Lots of people aren't. I'm having a subscribe push this year. It gives me a point to doing it, and it will be spread further, and you're shown to a new audience.